Hello, Lily Cohort. Cannot believe it's a whole year that has gone by since we met for the very first time, and this is a time for reflection and for thinking back and seeing where we're going forward. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you in October. And until then, this assignment is to help us to get prepared for that. And so the first question is, what was your favorite about being in this cohort? And I can tell you hands down, my favorite was you, each one of you. I loved getting to know you, and every person in the cohort has become very special to me, and I just am grateful to have intersected paths with you. And so I think, though, even with favorites, you have a very favorite. And so my very favorite has to be my own small group. And I think from the very first time we met, we voted ourselves the best small group. And I think that has become very, very true. I think of you as part of my family. I pray for you as if you were my own family. And I have said to each one of you in different ways, but I would love it if I could call you my pastor. Each one of you, Aaron and Chris and Beth and Jeff, you are so pastoral and caring, and I'm grateful to be your friend. The second question that we were asked had to do with which module or lesson or retreat was impactful for you or most memorable to you, and I think by far the retreats have been the most special, the most memorable for me, being face to face with each one of you, and especially the time that we had in our small group. Probably for me, the second retreat in New Orleans was most memorable and most impactful in that we hit a bump in the road as a small group, and the way that we worked through that, the way that forgiveness and love trumped everything else, was just an example to me of how truly Christian conflict resolution can, the potential of it can be so beautiful. And so I sensed that through that, we as a group grew closer and trusted each other on a different level. And so each retreat, thinking of the first one in Carmel when we got to really know each other for the first time, and then New Orleans, and then in Austin, and I can't wait for Colorado Springs because I know it's going to be a very special time to be together. So the third question asked us, how do you think this experience of being in the cohort will affect your life, your personal life, and then your ministry? And as I was pondering on that, I thought of, for me personally, I love learning some new spiritual disciplines. I love learning, period, but I loved how each one that I had not been familiar with could be easily added into my rule of life. And I look forward to seeing how, with whatever modification, the communal reading and the Lectio Divina and the Examine and the 2-minute prayer, how they will stay with me and in my spiritual formation going forward. I'm looking forward to growing in those areas. And ministry-wise, I see these same new disciplines and these exercises being very transferable in my life at church. And I've already had an opportunity to implement some of them at a women's ministry retreat that we had. And so that's exciting for me to learn something new and to see how very, very easy it can be applied in my life. And then how were you impacted by the relationships in the cohort and or the small group? And this answer will kind of tie back into the first answer. And I think that I have to say that I am so inspired and I'm so challenged and I'm so encouraged by meeting everyone in the cohort. I just have such great hope for ministry in the years ahead because of you all. Because you are the next generation, truly you are, of the ministers for the kingdom. And you are the ones that are going to be leading people to relationships with God. And you are the ones that are going to be faithfully teaching the Word of God. I was reading this morning in my devotions and how God so wants the priests. I'm going through the Old Testament. He so wanted the priest to preserve knowledge and be that resource for the people to go to for instruction and encouragement and in the Word and in truth about God. And I see that in each one of you that are so prepared to do that. You have and have evidenced to me a vibrant and a dependent relationship on Jesus Christ. And you have a desire too to learn, to grow in your relationship with God and to hear Him speak to you. And so I'm inspired by each one of you, and I love each one of you. And I'm so grateful to God for the experience of this Lily cohort. Number 3, see you in October. God bless.